afternoon and welcome to another Super Secret Project sketch. This is Eric Whalen from Super Secret Project X, and today we're doing Agent P. I love Phineas and Ferb, and I have got a number of things on that show I particularly like. And Agent P and Doofenshmirtz are really high on that list. The only ones that beat them, and yes, it's actually over Phineas and Ferb, is Candace because she slays me. But Doofenshmirtz and Perry the Platypus is freaking hilarious. Their whole shtick is wonderful. And what I adore about Agent P, other than the fact that he's constantly just punching a middle-aged mad scientist over and over again, is the fact that other than that sound that is made, he is dead silent the rest of the time, and it's mostly these wonderful, quick little facial expressions that he does, and that is so freaking hilarious. Kim Possible invades the Tri-County area. Savages. Oh my God! I'm glad we have some people out in TV land, because I've got this thing that is in my head that I've been trying to think about. Okay, so we all know about essentially the animal or the ridiculous little creature sidekick that the hero always has. Mm-hmm. So then I want to ask everyone, who do you want as your sidekick?
In general?
Just in general.
Or like picking from the range of cartoon sidekicks, or if you had a choice to have a cartoon animal?
Well, it would have to an existing character. I mean, okay. Making one up just makes it that less. And I want a unicorn with chainsaws. That's kind of cool, but nobody else knows who you're talking about. So, like Perry the Platypus, for example, who technically isn't a sidekick, but you could see him as your sidekick. A very competent sidekick.
Me and my cartoon animals, that's pretty much my forte.
Well, that's why I'm asking.
I gotta think about that. There's a ton of them.
Yeah, and as much as I like Perry, I have one already in mind that I want, and it's Blip the Space Monkey from Space Ghost. And mostly because we know Perry can beat the living crap out of people, but Blip will kill people. If I'm really in danger, I've got an invisible homicidal space monkey on my back, so to say.
Of course, he's a space monkey.
It's one of the reasons why he's so great. He's a space monkey. You got who would be the top 5 there? Because I'm curious. Because I want to evolve this conversation further, but I'm curious what everyone's... If you were just... It doesn't matter if it's just you or if it's you as a hero, I don't care. Who would your animal, or even Orko, like characters like that, still technically count? Who would that be? I mean, I'm going to go out and just say mine would be Blip the Space Monkey from Space Ghost, because I think that would be hilarious. And not to mention, maybe actually very effective if I was to be mugged. I'm approaching my mid-40s. I'm not great in a fight anymore. I need an invisible space monkey to protect me in case I get mugged.
Yeah, I gotta think. Let's see, well, Perry would definitely be on my list.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons why I was thinking of this, because we've done a couple of these, and I was like, Perry's such a good one for that. And he just gets beaten out by one or two other characters.
Now, if we're...
Goofy. Oh, Goofy's good.
No, that's what my next question was going to ask. Are we going by... again, me, the anthropomorphic animal is my area of expertise. Are we going strictly by the divisions of anthropomorphism? No. So like you said, like Blip or Perry, who don't really who still emit, in a sense, animal sounds, but still have the.
Well, I think you're throwing too many rules.
That's what I'm
this.
saying. It's like, what am I asking? Because I mean,
Yeah, because in theory, I started with the sidekick characters, but he just brought up Goofy, and to be honest, Goofy's. I guess if you think of Goofy as Mickey's sidekick, but I don't like doing that because I love Goofy too much. But Goofy is technically not a sidekick, but I'm going like, no, that's legitimate. Goofy would be a great sidekick character to anybody.
More team members than sidekick or anything. So.
Yeah, but I'm saying sidekick. It's got to be your because if it's team members, then people will just go, "I'll take the X-Men." You know, it's. I want like you know your sidekick.
Because mine would. Well, let's see. One of mine, I would say. Weirdly enough, I'd say Gruffy Gummy, because he's smart enough to build stuff, and then when
that is a good one.
When he does the gummy berry juice bounce, he gets savage.
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 Oh my god! I was like, man, just thinking of that, I'm like, ooh, Muscle Man. But I would imagine you'd always have an aura of stink around you all the time. Yeah, but that battle cry right there is enough just to scare anyone.
I still say one of the funniest moments. It was early on in the show when he falls out of a tree and he just hits every branch, and then he gets catapulted across the lake. And when he's going across the lake, for that split second, he just accelerates. And it's one of the funniest things. I've never caught it before, but I was rewatching it in a clip, and was just laughing so hard.
Daffy is another good one. The downside to Daffy in my head is exactly what you wrote down. If someone paid him, he would just flip sides like so. Yeah, he's got a stipulation with him.
For me, I'm not gonna go. Well, once again, and I know I'm throwing rules. It depends on if you're going with old school Daffy or modern Daffy. Because,
so you get to choose.
Because yeah, I will say, because modern Daffy,
like super old school, he's a mental patient.
Yeah, and you can't control him. Modern day Daffy, I would choke him before anything, because he's just one of those. You tell him, okay, we need to go over here. Why? Well, because we need to get over here, because we need to get going. Well, I'm going to go over here. No, we don't need you to go over here. We need you to go over here. Well, I'm going to go over here because reason. And I would pluck him and then make him eat his own feathers as I'm choking him, because he would just drive me crazy.
Yeah, he is a handful, but he is also one of the few. God, I don't want to say con men exactly.
He's a con man.
But you know what I mean. Like, there's really obvious con men characters that's their shtick, and then he's not always. Sometimes he's just a jerk, a manipulative jerk.
Well, heck, definitely Gadget Hackwrench. Again.
Say that name again?
Gadget. From Rescue Rangers, her full name is Gadget Hackwrench.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't remember the last time I heard her last name.
Yeah, well, they hardly ever use it.
I was about to say.
It's been more with, it was kind of canonized after the show and everything, because her dad's name was Giga Hackwrench. And so, there you go with having Hackwrench. But, yeah, definitely would have her again. Super smart, can build you pretty much any and everything.
She'd be a good one.
Yeah.
Plus, she's so small, people wouldn't see her coming.
Yeah, you put it in your pocket.
And then, pow, wrench to your ankle, and you're like, oh, and then some wonderful device would go off, the villain's head would come right off.
Exactly.
Oh, Gadget's a psycho.
And then when you try to get away.
Dynamite. You like incompetent sidekicks. And that's not a bad thing.
Formidable Guardian. Formidable Guardian. I'm trying to remember when. Was that
there's moments where he was really effective, usually with the more modern stuff, but he always had that sort of mildly brain damaged incompetency, which was great.
Yeah, my experience with him would probably be like how he ended up in Harvey Birdman, just shoved into the copier.
Poor guy.
Let's see, who else?
It's funny, this is a very simple character, but if you don't get some of the lines right, you can really screw him up.
Yeah. Yeah, I love, and again, I love the like you said, the fights between him and Doof.
Oh,
But one of my favorite ones is, I think, the first or yeah, I want to say towards the end of the first season, when they're doing the love song, it's since, or the "I Miss You" song for Perry and Doof and Smurf. And the one scene that they put where they're on the beach running towards each other, like the whole lover thing, and then Perry just reaches up in slow motion and just socks him and makes him flip almost 360. The first time I saw that, I laughed so freaking hard.
Gleep is on my list. Gleep is one of the ones I want. Because
Yeah.
imagine you're going out, it's dark, Mugger pulls you into an alleyway, you ain't prepared, you're in real trouble, and you got Gleep. And the guy gets pulled right out of the alleyway. There's nothing like having a cute version of the Blob as your sidekick.
Okay, all right. It took me a second because I'm like, Gleep. I was like,
From the Herculoids.
yeah. I was thinking of Gleek, the space monkey
No,
from the
yeah.
Wonder Twins. I was like, wait.
Also easy to get him mixed up with Gloop, which I believe is the
It's
big
Gleep,
one.
yeah, it's Gleep's buddy, yeah, the big.
I think it's like a parent and child, if I remember correctly. But I'm always a little.
Because I was sitting there, you're doing the they're in the dark alley thing, and I just just picture in my head, all you hear is this echoing of.
Exactly. I know, that's what I'm saying.
Where's that
It
coming
would be
from?
Perry's would be weird echoing in an alleyway, but that sound would just be like the Mugger would be like, you know, like.
Yeah, I'm still trying to get Perry's sound down, but I mean, oh crap, what the guy who does almost every animal sound in the
Oh
past
yeah,
like,
did
25
Appa
years.
and all that.
I was gonna say Dietrich Bader, but it's not Dietrich Bader. No, it is something with a D in his name. Oh, come on, brain, work with me. All right.
That would make you. It would. It would make you very paranoid. See, I think a lot of people out there would do the pick the massively overpowered character because they're trying to be all cool or bad or whatever. You know, I'd pick Goku or something, you know, which is fine. But I just go like, no, I think it needs to just clearly be, like, in my opinion, a character that isn't perfect, isn't overpowered, and isn't good at just the one thing. Like, you could say Pikachu. But Pikachu is really only good at really one thing. And that's murdering other small animals. You know. And that's fine, but what if you don't want to do that all the time? Then your sidekick ain't doing anything. But like you got Goofy. Well, dude, I'd hang out with Goofy.
Oh, I got one.
You know?
I got another on my list. Slappy Squirrel.
Oh my God, yes. You would never feel good about yourself ever again.
Oh yeah, I would. As a matter of fact, I'd be like, hey, take him out. Why? What did they do to you?
All right, now the question is, you're going to form your own team. Now you need 2 or 3 characters of the same kind of quality. And see, this is where Perry the Platypus comes in, because I want I want Blip, and I want Perry, and the third one is where I have a hard time thinking, but I'm leaning towards Rufus. You know, Rufus or Bandit, but Bandit wouldn't really be that useful.
He would just alert you when stuff was coming. And
But then you could never sneak.
Exactly. See, that's why for me it's like, all right, like you need brains, muscle, and stealth for the three main things. That's for me. So, gadget.
Brains.
Yep.
Yep.
Muscle. That's where for me Guffy, Grummy, or I have to get, or someone else would come in. I have to think about that. And then stealth, of course, Perry, or
See, that's why I got Blip.
yeah,
Because he's pure brutal primate stealth with a jetpack. Eugene the Sheep.
yeah, that's true.
Just
Yeah, that's very true. Like being able to turn invisible and pop in and out of existence. Yeah, I get
That's
that
pretty
one.
good. And that would be tough to stop, too. But yeah, the third character is always a question, because I'm like, well, Blip, I just everything about that character is fun to me. And every single time I watch Space Ghost, I almost watch Space Ghost just for Blip. Because, you know, Space Ghost is a close second, a super close second. The teens, I'm wondering how they survived that long. But, I mean, there were episodes where Blip actually saved the day over Space Ghost. So I'm like, Blip. But then I'm like, Perry. Well, Perry's wonderful. I mean...
Because, honestly with him, he's both stealth and muscle in a sense. I got rough to handle top 5 nice.
Dang. Yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm saying, is you just don't want to do the list, right? You want to really think about what would work well together. Like if you started with Goofy, because I wouldn't want to get rid of Goofy if I had started with Goofy, because he really is good. Then you're like, well, who would work great with Goofy? And the thing that I like about Blip and Perry, neither of them talk, and they both make animal noises. And they then have facial expressions as to how they mostly communicate. So you could get a shtick going. So it's not like you've got like Doggy Daddy or whatever, where it's just it's got like a real clear personality with a voice. It's got a personality where you're not entirely sure what they're saying.
And that's what I was referring to with the whole the levels of anthropomorphism
Yeah.
and stuff. That's exactly what I was saying. Is that's what I was like, okay.
But that's up to you.
Yeah. Let's see. I mean, if we're gonna choose like Goofy in them, in that case, then I'll just have like Bugs Bunny. First of all.
Oh, that's super. That's almost cheating. I mean, Bugs Bunny would clearly beat Mickey in a knuckle fight. We know this to be true.
And a master of disguise he is.
You know, but the thing is Mickey would beat Bugs on a, like, you know, pure-hearted hero sort of way. Mm-hmm. Like, he would make it through the gates in the Never-Ending Story, you know, where you have to get through the gates. Yeah. Bugs would not get through. But I would pick Bugs, too, because I would... But I didn't think of Bugs, and I'm already sticking with Blip, so I have to now go, oh, my team of 3, Blip, Perry, and whoever. Now I got to go, what if the other dude has bugs? I have to have something that gets around that level of androgynous sex appeal, you know, and cleverness.
I was going to say the ability to talk his way out of almost anything.
Oh my
and
God,
dig
yes.
his way into almost anything.
Oh yes.
Gotta make sure he takes those other way to Albuquerque anti-pills.
Sure.
But Bugs won't get past Goofy.
Yeah, but see, we got a smart one in our TV audience here, because Daffy Duck was on his list, and if someone's going to counter Bugs, it might be Daffy. He's one of the few that might be able to do it.
It frustrates him enough to shut him down. Okay, if we're going to go for absolutely crazy then, to counter both Bugs and Daffy, in that case, I'm picking Lola Bunny from the Bugs Bunny show.
He just made a point. Bugs would not get past Goofy, and that might be true. I'm not saying it is, but he's got an interesting point. Goofy seemed to be able just to have, you know, pure probability on his
I'm
side.
saying unkillableness.
You know, like Bugs could just keep messing with him, but he'd do like the goofy, like getting tired and all schlumped down and stuff, but he'd keep going.
Yeah.
He's like Jason.
Funny enough, somebody did a Halloween picture with Mickey, Donald, and Goofy years ago as Freddy, Michael Myers, and Leatherface.
Nice.
And I want to say, who was Goofy? I think Goofy was Leatherface. I have to find it.
That feels right to me. I don't know why that feels right to me.
But yeah, if we're gonna go for sheer like crazy and unpredictability, I think my ringer, just sacrifice them and throw them in, and if something happens, oh well, would be Lola Bunny.
Well, Lola has like super sex appeal.
It was like the
That would be
modern day Lola Bunny, not the Space Jam one, the Bugs Bunny show one.
Oh, the
Because-
bat crazy
exactly,
one.
except for
Oh.
that.
Oh, you would get points just on the simple fact that you might have handicapped your own freaking team.
That's what I'm saying. Like if I,
Yeah. Oh,
if,
that's.
If I need a sacrificial, we need to get out of here. One of y'all is gonna have to do this, and I'm not gonna tell you who. It's gonna be Lola, because chances
That's
are
good.
she's gonna make it back.
That's true.
She's just gonna destroy everything while in the process, and make everybody crazy enough to do so.
Well, Lola Bunny.
Let's see, another one for mine for sheer strength. Mighty Mouse.
I just came up with one that feels like cheating. Soos! I love Soos.
He's not an animal.
We're not sure about that. He has those beaver teeth.
Well, I know. Can it be counted on? He did get turned into a pig once.
Yep. Waddles. Waddles would be useless, but Waddles would be hilarious. Unless it was the Neil deGrasse Tyson version of Waddles. Then Waddles would be super intelligent. Ooh.
Let's say, would Pinky and the Brain be considered one or two?
I'm afraid they would be considered as two separate entities. However, you could combine them together. Though I'm not entirely sure you'd actually want to do that because we know their failure rate. Urgent purr. Like, for example, I'd almost be like Carl, but he also is not. He's technically a sidekick, and he's dressed like a squirrel, but he's not technically an animal.
Exactly. He just works with a bunch of them.
That's right. That's absolutely right. That's right, Urgent purr.
Well, we couldn't get the rights to that famous birthday song, sir, so the agents have decided to do a little song for you.
Yeah, Pinky is a real...
And then all of them just started grunting and growling. I just love, right? I guess they're doing that. Birthday! I don't know why that makes me laugh so much. I love Carl. Carl, was there a sandwich for me? No, sir. Did you eat my
Did you eat my sandwich, Carl? Every single time that scene plays, I can't stop laughing at the sandwich joke.
You ate my sandwich.
You ate my sandwich, Carl. God, those two are funny.
Your lovely wife made 2 sandwiches.
They were delish. Did you eat my sandwich, Carl?
Carl, did you eat my sandwich?
Let's get back to this.
You ate my sandwich, Carl. Pinky's the Brain is a good choice because it's another, you're kind of handicapping your group kind of thing. Because he's like Doofenshmirtz in the way that Doofenshmirtz is super smart, but super damaged because he's trying to be evil so often. And that's like the problem with the Brain is he's like obsessively thinking about doing stupid stuff, but brilliant while he's doing it. Like Doofenshmirtz, step back. He's got like an IQ of like 400 on that show. but everything he builds is kind of useless but amazing. Like he does stuff that like tries to take cartoon logic and turn it into science. You know,
This isn't a cartoon, Perry the Platypus. This is real life.
and I love the fact when he looks at the audience for a second, then and
And he blinks.
then goes back to the conversation.
And
It says real life, and in real life, you know, he did that 2 or 3 times throughout all of the seasons. He's so funny.
yeah, I
See-
freaking love it.
See, if we were allowed people, I would be somewhere between Seuss and Doofenshmirtz. But
I honestly I have to go with Seuss because, like Doofenshmirtz, he could pretty much build and fix almost anything.
yeah, but Seuss is lazy. He's beautifully lazy.
No, he's not. He's not lazy.
He's eating corn chips out of the carpeting.
That's not being lazy. That's being.
It is when
Seuss.
you're rolling around in your underwear, not doing anything else.
Because he works so hard all the other times. Because he's constantly doing
Admittedly.
stuff. He's like, okay, now that I'm done, I'm going to sit down and just be Seuss.
Admittedly, and he does play Japanese eroge games. So okay, maybe you got yourself a point on Seuss. You
And the
know?
fact that the dude is loyal as I don't know what. Come on.
He has a super. See, he beats Daffy on that. He's got super high loyalty.
Loyalty. Just like a smarter version of Harold Wilson of the supervillain of people, Bible Girls.
That's true. Oh, the characters in Powerpuff Girls. Let me think about the animal characters in that.
We have the talking dog.
There's the talking dog, which is funny, but I don't know if I'd actually like place him over any other sidekick kind of characters. Oh, the Powerpuff Girl chipmunk, the little squirrel. Was it Chippy or?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
He's technically an animal,
yeah, that is,
though you'd need Bubbles to
I'll
communicate
say
with
that
him.
Bubble can talk with him.
What was his name?
Was it Chippy?
Was it Chippy or? God, it was something silly like that. I'm totally blanking. He's in only like 2 episodes. Maybe 3 at most.
I saw Fuzzy Lumpkins is off the table. Oh yeah, he's
Well, Fuzzy Lumpkins is,
he's Fuzzy Lumpkins.
he's dangerous to everyone, including himself.
Yeah, the squirrel thing reminded me. There's a comic that I saw. It popped up again recently, and I just laughed all over again. Like there's this cute little squirrel in the middle of the world, or middle of the road,
The middle of the world, right in the
right in
middle.
the middle. But, he's doing his little squirrel thing, and the car's coming, and the squirrel's just like looking, and the car swerves around him, and the person rolls. He's like, "Oh no, are you okay, little buddy?" And the squirrel he pets the squirrel, and the squirrel runs off. And then later on, it shows like the guy about to get attacked or something, and the squirrel comes flying with like a fleet of World War II bomber squirrels, takes out the dude, and just gives him the Top Gun thumbs up as he takes off.
Okay, I'm
That's
I'm
repeat.
I'm gonna look bad here because I do not recognize the name Barbie the Ape.
Was that also Powerpuff Girls?
What is that from? Is that
I
am I
know.
blanking on this character?
I don't know.
Look her up real quick.
Okay.
It seems like
Yeah,
something.
It's from Powerpuff Girls, he says.
Barbie the Ape. Barbie the Ape.
Because we've watched her so many.
New or
of them.
old? Because I know the old stuff really well.
Mm-hmm.
Barbie the Ape. Okay, so maybe that is sounding familiar. Barbie the Ape. See, there's a reason why I'm not putting Mojo Jojo on my team. Oh my God, he'd be worse than the Brain. Okay, that's why I have not seen the newer stuff,
Okay.
which I probably should. I admit to that, but I'm.
When I type it, it's just a bunch of Barbie stuff that pops up, and so far the funniest one is the Barbie's name written in the classic Barbie font, and then there's the Planet of the Apes logo off to the edge of it. That's pretty funny. Check it out. I don't know. But
Awesome. Okay, I feel that needs to be lighter. Curve.
D. Bradley Baker. That's the guy who does all of the noises and stuff.
Okay, that does sound familiar.
He's been doing the animal sounds for stuff since, like, at least that I can remember, for the past like 20 years.
The question is with Perry.
Mhm.
Did he do new sounds every single time? Because it sounds like he just did it once or twice, and
Yeah.
that was it.
Yeah, he basically did the one sound and it's being used over and over.
I was
Now-
about to say,
now,
because I
the
would
thing
be
is-
shocked if they kept bringing him in over and over.
Yeah, he would do other sounds and stuff too.
Well, he's so good at it.
Yeah, he would do. Well, I mean, like other sounds of Perry. He did like his full stomach one, his sleepy one, his sick one, his like frustrated, like what the heck one. But yeah, but he got, and he also did like various things throughout the show also. So he got paid pretty good, but still.
Well, yeah, I would imagine. Here, could you show up and do 4 seconds worth of recording that we're going to keep using for 4 years?
Barbarous Bikini.
Well, I like that combination of words, that's for sure. I'm actually ashamed I did not use that combination of words.
Well, let's find out.
Barbarous Bikini, I do like that.
Oh, jeez. Ugh. Oh, come on. Dang it. I hate that stupid setup of Google. Instead of just showing you the pictures, like, let's put it off to the side at the same thing so you can't, like, expand it.
I hate
This is
that
the
stuff.
character.
Oh, that is awesome. That is so good. I don't know, I'd almost allow that. Matter of fact, no, I'll allow it.
Let's see. Alright, survey says, spin that wheel. She is. Barbarous Bikini is a female villain introduced in the Powerpuff Girls 2016 series. She's a stylish gorilla and the sister of Bianca Bikini. She's often called Barbie by Bianca. Let's see. It's voiced by Natalie Palamides.
That is so funny. That's such a great design. I really probably should watch the new stuff.
Yeah, I'll give it a try at some point.
The problem is we've got so much right now.
Apparently, this is her sister.
Fun design.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. I mean, right now I'm watching. We're going through Craig McCracken's new one, Kid Cosmic, and it started off a little slow, but now I'm having a pretty fun time with it and laughing pretty good.
Outside of Bliss.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
a shame.
Yeah, because I really like Bliss's design. It was actually pretty
It's a good
cute.
design.
But yeah, that's one of the reasons why I never watched the new stuff because I caught a few
I would be
clips.
missing their voices.
Well, yeah, that and it was my sheer just not wanting to watch it. Yeah, because they didn't bring back the original actors and stuff, and like purposefully what they did. I was like, you know what, just out of sheer, I'm not down with that. Kind of boycotting it since I didn't watch it. But yeah, like some of the few clips I did see, and I was like, oh, okay, that's pretty, it's all right. And for me, it didn't capture the spirit of the original show.
Well, and to be fair, it would have been hard for them to have. The original show is like...
And Miss Bellum's not in it too, so
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to say she's half the reason to watch the show, but she's a part of the show, which was why it was great. It was everything about the show. I mean, I'm sure if I went back, I could probably go, man, I didn't quite care for that so much, but overall, I just loved the Powerpuff Girls. Like there were moments where you were like, that was a strangely brave thing for them to do at times. Like there was just moments where you're like, what a strange and wonderful and Like they couldn't even do it today, kind of a thing. Like it's so weird. You could just see a corporate person step in and go like, I don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's so good. Oh, does she make cameos? Okay, good. At least she's in it. But I just go like, man, I love them. And yes, do I have a thing since Jessica Rabbit for tall, curvy redheads? Yeah, that's part of the calculation. But she was so fun.
Well, that and it was. It was like her character. Like I said, her character was fun, and she wasn't just basically the eye candy.
No, she wasn't.
She actually.
It was
had a,
part of the fun,
yeah,
but
she actually had a purpose on the show, and
well, she was smarter than so many people.
exactly.
Yeah.
That and then the one episode where the whole girl power feminism episode when they
One
all,
of the best episodes.
yeah, when all of the adults had a literal intervention for the girls, saying, "Hey, this is what real woman power, girl power is like and stuff."
Well, it's what I liked. It was Miss Bellum and Mrs. Keene, and what they did, which was great, is they had the super smoking hot lady, and Miss Keene being more of the, and there was nothing like, she's not an unpleasant looking character, but she's more of the classical teacher mom kind of character. And you had two of these very kind of classically feminine like ladies going like, girls, this is not what female power is about.
Right.
You know, you don't have to be a scary monster hurting men. That's not, and it was so odd, and that's what I liked. That's why Miss Bellum was so great, because she was part of several really good female characters on the show outside of the main three female characters.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and was she hot? Yes. Well, I don't see the problem in that. I just don't.
Yeah, and it for me, because of the fact that the way they wrote it, it was more funny that
Yeah.
they didn't focus on her face; they focused on her body.
That's
And
why it was
like-
so funny.
Yeah,
You're
and,
like,
and to me, like, I would like in any other show, I would have been like, okay, this joke is old. They're just doing this just to be a bunch of goobers at this point. But the way that they did in the show, it was so smartly written.
yeah.
And the way all the jokes they would do to keep her face hidden and all that was absolutely hilarious. And it was-
Especially when she was in fights, the rare occasions that it happened, the extreme lengths that they would go through.
that or when they showed her at her house, which was still funny with her address.
69 Yodel in the Valley Lane.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God.
She's like in the shower and her hair is all like draped all down her face. The true trainer of the girl. She did what the professor couldn't do. Yeah, and in a sense, yeah, she was basically she was kind of like the, in a sense, like the mom.
Yeah, she was like the mom character
Yeah,
in many ways.
If not mom here, more of a definitely a female mentor.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
was a good, solid example. You know, because to me, and it's not all, but classically female superheroes are just smoking hot. I mean, just at least in the old school mentality. And so that's kind of, to me, what it sort of was. Like, you know, when the Powerpuff Girls would grow up, they were probably going to be attractive of one type or another. So it was kind of like, it was like, in a way, sort of symbolically, their superhero mom. Because she was so freaking smart, and she was a powerful female, and smoking hot, and what, 7.5 feet tall, whatever, without the hair, whatever she was. Or maybe it was just that the mayor was 8 inches tall. I don't know.
Column A.
Column B.
Because they were he was about the same size as the Powerpuff Girls.
Okay,
so.
admittedly, yeah, you're right. They were so probably like what, 1.5 feet, 2 feet tall. But yeah, Miss Bellum was just.
And she was also way taller than Miss Keene too, by like a good.
Oh, yeah, well, she was like the
Cat-nap,
tallest lady on the show.
Yeah. Oh, almost. Her and Sedusa, I think were kind of same height wise. Like I think her hair just made her look taller.
I think that was part of it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. The fact that since they always stretched out her neck to keep her face out of frame. Could have been a superhero when she was written. Yeah, pretty much. She was a superhero in her own. She saved the city and the mayor more times than we can count.
Well, plus there was moments where she was also kind of like the conscience of the girls, like that's what I liked about it is she was like their Jiminy Cricket. There was moments where she was like, "Girls, what are you doing?" Like they would listen to her, and she was one of the characters that they would really listen to, and
yeah, there was like one episode where like her face was just slightly revealed.
yeah, like just a little bit of it.
Yeah. Like,
That was the
like,
most they ever did.
Yeah, I think like she was like super tired or something like that, and she's just kind of. I don't know.
Yeah, that was about the most I've ever seen. Yeah. Which I actually kind of, as much as that was kind of neat, it was also kind of like probably not necessary.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was fun that they gave us just that much.
Sure.
That's all they.
There's
needed
nothing
from
wrong
me.
with it. I'm just saying it also wasn't necessarily necessary.
Seducer was short than Bone.
Yeah, that sounds right to me too.
Bone was taller than the professor.
Because she was kind of like sort of that shorter, curvy chick. So I'm starting to go towards Blip the Space Monkey, Perry the Platypus, but I feel as if the third one might just legitimately be a cheat. The Niels deGrasse Tyson version of Waddles for my intelligent one. So I've got my stealth, I've got my brute, which is actually kind of cheating in itself because Blip is a brute, but he's a stealth brute. And then you got Niels deGrasse Tyson stuffed into a pig. It's cheap, but you got to imagine that would be effective. I'm actually having a hard time coming up with a smart one. I'm staying away from Orko. There's no way Orko is going into my team.
Hey, you brought him up.
I brought him up, but I'm bringing him up to say no. No on the O. No on the Orko. No.
To be fair,
Absolutely
he's
no
not
Orko.
really kind of an animal character. He's a sentient alien being. So,
It's a sentient blue platypus that wears a fedora.
but he's considered an alien. Well, he's considered more human-esque on the planet that he is, though.
All right, so in that case, is then Meep excluded from the potential sidekicks? He's an alien. He's an alien.
I'm saying more of the fact that the human-esque characters talk to Orko as a equal in a sense. He's not considered a pet.
Phineas and Ferb talk to Meep as a equal.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's why Orko wouldn't be considered.
That's why I'm saying Orko would be considered, even though I don't want him on my team. Take that, logic.
I'm going to do one of your moves and just go, okay. Wow, okay, this is gonna sound bad. I did not expect Mrs. Bellum's voice to come out of this lady. She looks like one of my teachers from when I was in high school.
No, that goes along the same note of I didn't expect, Candace's or Stacy's voice actresses to both be smokingly hot.
Well, Candace is an actual teenage girl.
Not anymore.
Well,
Don't give me that.
but yeah, Stacy's voice actress. Yeah, she was. Yeah, that's
Oh my god.
Crap, I am blanking on her name, but yeah, she's
It's
been.
like something Cho.
No,
That's not
no.
right.
Um,
It's something simple like
yeah,
that,
but
though.
she was like in a bunch of stuff that we watched.
Warehouse 13,
Yeah, Warehouse 13,
Arrow.
Arrow.
Yeah, no, she's. That is a pretty lady, and she's in Phineas and Ferb, which is wonderful. And the chick that voices Agent P, smoking hot. You know? The hell is he talking about?
Okay, there we go. That's her headshot. Same lady.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. I was like, okay. What's it? Her one picture, I'm just like, she looks like she's in a lawyer form.
Well, I was about to say, the photo you showed me, it looked like a branch manager photo from a bank.
Yeah.
I was like, really? Wow. All right. In actuality, I probably could have done this much faster than I did, but
Yeah, we were talking about stuff.
yeah. H&P. Okay, admittedly, it was probably an important enough scene to show her face. True. Okay, that does make sense. I'm. Okay, you beat me. You've beaten me. Fine, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I'm wrong. True, that's a good enough reason. Yeah, I was kind of hoping that I'd be able to settle on a third character, but
Well, you named off quite a bit, so.
yeah, I know. I'm just not
Make it-
totally happy with Niels deGrasse Tyson
Well,
Waddles.
usually teams of five is usually like the teams of five is usually the standard if you're going to go by team rules, because 3 is usually pretty good, 5 is usually average standard. Anything bigger than that becomes a giant kind of Justice League
Well,
type show.
Well, that's why I was kind of thinking like 3. 3 is a nice clean number to me. The 5 true, but I always like 3.
Yeah, three to 5. I usually go for the 5 because that way you can get a good diverse cast. But usually 3 or 4 is usually standard television
If
stuff.
you've got 3, you can work on a sidekick love triangle,
Eh,
which would be super weird in my case.
I've seen fan fictions.
It's a bad idea. That is a bad idea.
I still can't, no matter how much I try and scrub my brain, I still can't get the picture that I saw of Perry and Doofenshmirtz. And I'm going to leave it at that. I saw it
Brings a
once.
different meaning to the term Agent P.
Yes.
Yes, it does.
I saw it, and
Okay.
I just stopped, and I immediately backed up my...
I was about to say, you were going there.
No, I backed out of the thing, the art thing was in there. Immediately erased the day's search history. And I just sat and
You just have moments like
for
that.
like about a
on the
minute,
web.
I literally sat, stared off into space, and just pondered my life choices. I'm just like, why was this even a thing that I clicked on?
I know.
Jennifer Hill. No, it was a different lady. Oh crap, what was her name again? Her name was Jennifer Martin. was
Well,
the
they
lady.
kept a Jennifer part.
Yeah, Jennifer.
Maybe they're sisters.
She was she was Mrs. Bellum in the new thing. Yeah, they didn't bring her back for the original.
All right. It is starting to get to the point where I need to probably do something like getting dinner going. So, I adore how Kim is looking across the room, nervous as to about what is going to happen. Did I grammar right? I don't think I grammared right. I misgrammared. Anyway, this is weird.
Anyway,
This is weird. At least he's gentleman enough to wear a hat. He's smiling. He's looking up. He's thinking, by God, I've got a thing for redheads, and Candace is just not even an option. Thank God. He moves the hat, he puts on the cologne, he gets ready. Kim's like, what's about to happen? Oh, Perry, you are our hero. You little green stud. All right.
Well,
There we
hey,
go.
I mean,
There.
they're both saving the world, you know. They kind of got to blow off.
One weird smooch at a time. I didn't even need my... This time it was that simple of a sketch.
Wait, did Jennifer Hale voice? You know what? She may have voiced her in the new series. I'm not sure. I know Jennifer Martin was the original.
Maybe she got
Powerpuff Girl,
married.
because I thought different lady.
Changed her name.
Different lady.
Changed her
Except,
body.
I honestly thought that Perry Gilpin was the voice of Cerebellum, the lady who played Roz on Frasier, because they both had that similar quality.
Huskiness, yeah.
Yeah, I honestly thought it was her, but it's not. It was Jennifer Martin.
You know, for some reason, I think I had that in my head too.
Yeah.
Now that you mention it.
Yeah, I honestly thought that was her, but no. But Jennifer Hale, I know she voiced like bunches of characters from like 80s up until recently and stuff.
Yeah.
When I really got to know who the character was, she was Felicia Hardy / Black Cat in the 90s Spider-Man, the Fox Kids Spider-Man.
Okay,
version.
okay.
She's also been Commander Shepard in the oh crap, what is that video game?
The name's familiar.
Bioshock?
Okay,
No, not Bioshock.
maybe.
Well, the game with Commander Shepard's in it.
Okay, the name's somehow familiar, but I'm not placing a face.
I'm blanking. But yeah, she. I was wondering why I knew if she was like Jay Ganta from Justice League. Well, that's why. Same person.
Nice. Yeah, I have moments like that where I'm like, wait, is it this person? Then I'm like, no. And then I have other moments where I'm like, wait, is it this person? And you're like, no. And then you're like, oh my God, you're right. It's like when you're right, I'm way off. And when I'm right, you're just like, no, that's not. Oh my God. Like I was so wrong on Webigail from the new DuckTales.
Mm-hmm.
But then I came to but then you're like, oh, both actresses have a similar quality. I'm like, they do have a similar quality.
Yeah.
And my choice for actress would have worked too. It's the girl that played Sadie, and the one I thought was from Gravity Falls, Mabel.
Yeah.
I was like, is that Mabel from Gravity Falls? And the moment you said Sadie, I was like, oh, it's Sadie. Of course it is. They have a similar quality, but they both could have done that voice very well.
Mm-hmm.
Anywho, everyone have yourself a good week. I need to probably go get some dinner made. So,
Mass Effect. That's the game. Sorry.
Mass Effect. Okay, I do not know this character, then I do not know Mass Effect.
Yeah.
All right, well, everyone have yourself a good week. We will catch you later.
Stay safe. Stay warm.